Hi, hello everybody. This is just a repeat of my Tech Wednesday session at the S&P STEAM Academy / PTech at the Polytechnic School in Brampton. And so we came up with an idea last time, and we explored and we did some field testing for an environmental monitoring station or weather station. So the kids, the teachers thought about the idea of putting some sensors into the water in a lake and in a river, and sending the information about the temperature, the CO2 and so forth, back to the school. And that's what we were working on. And last time we did we explored the different technologies. We basically zeroed in on Lora, and I bought some different devices which we're still exploring. But we did some field testing and drove around, had gateways at the school, and tried to put sensors with a gateway node or with a lower node onto the river, and we tried to get this communication going. The learnings were, we didn't really get the distance, not that far. It's only 5 clicks or so, but there were a lot of obstacles. Some of that stuff is in a valley, and we couldn't find a really high enough tower or tree to put our stuff on. So we still need to explore that a bit more. How do we get there? I'm sure we're gonna get there, but for now, for this session, we just focused on actually building the lower nodes and the gateway. So what I did is we hooked up these sensors, and I have this here running. Still need to solder this and put them in the case, but for testing. So I have this Raspberry Pi here, really nice, with a Lora bonnet on it from Adafruit, and it has a really cute, nice little OLED display, which I really like. So that's cute. And then I'm still trying to figure out what we're gonna use. I have those here too, like these Heltec ones, and I have the Feather ones from Adafruit. But I'm really liking these PyCom gateways. They're really neat. They have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and they have a good packaging. They're easy to code using MicroPython. So I kind of like those. So I think we're gonna zero on those in. So anyway, so we hooked up a couple of those sensors, and you can see this here again. So I have here some I have a couple more sensors, but I'm mostly like temperature sensors. I have a DHT11, I have a DS20, and we have some soil water stuff here, like to just measure the soil. So we hooked them all up, and the way I did this is, so that was in the school, we had this set up. So I gave them the schemas, we married, you can find all this stuff basically online. And we put them all on a breadboard, and then I had some programs which they could go through. These ones are really nice. You can actually add multiples, and they come back as an array. So these are quite nifty with the one-wire protocol. So what we essentially did is, so I had these Lora nodes, which we have here. Then I have this PyCom as a gateway, as a single channel gateway. And then I sent, because they have a Wi-Fi card as well. So they received the data from Lora, and then I sent them to the Watson IoT cloud for analysis, or in this case to Node-RED. So we built like some dashboards. I had them playing with the different sensor code a little bit, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I created this little directory. Let's go back to here. Just find something empty. So I went here back to this directory, and here they have these different codes. They can, and I put them in GitHub, so you can just run those things in Python. You have to maybe install some libraries, but it's pretty straightforward. So here's a DHT one, and you can look this up. And if we have the video here one more time, we'll put that here. So here you see humidity and temperature, and it's this guy here, this blue guy. So if I just, you should see some changes. Yeah, so the humidity goes up. And then the really one, which really I like, this W1 guy. These are these really nifty waterproof kind of temperature sensors. And you see I hooked up two here. So if I plug them into the water here, we should see one dropping. The first one, I think. Yeah, so it drops back to 23. So those are pretty good. I really like that you can hook up multiple of those. And then obviously there is a soil one too. Which is just it's also like just this very simple, water or no water kind of thing, which you can stick into the soil. I also the rain one. So I gonna hook them up and put them on my balcony basically. But then in the end I have this program which is basically using this bonnet on the Raspberry Pi, and I really like this because there's a lot of code available on for the Raspberry Pi. Really like this little OLED thing for showing the temperature, and so we wrote this little program here, which basically takes all the sensor data which we hooked up to the Pi, and basically forwards it to the gateway. So so here you see the code starting, and code is all up in GitHub, and it basically creates a nice little JSON message, and then it forwards it to the gateway. So if we go to the gateway, for the gateway I use these really cute they're PyComs. They're very, very nifty. I like that we can code everything in Python. I'm not necessarily a Python fan, but it makes it easier if it's one language for everything. So we could code the gateways and the Raspberry Pi in Python. So that was make it easy. So on here you can see, so this guy has a light. Every time you can see it, it like kind of, can you see it? It blinks green here. Yeah. And then here on the display, you probably can't see it. Let's see. It's a really nice display, I have to say. I really like this. I show just a time date stamp and some temperature, which I basically forward to the gateway anyway. So you see here, I sent this message number ID 7, and here's a gateway. It receives it via Lora and forwards the message to our cloud. So if we go to the cloud, let's see, where's my cloud? So here I just have a Node-RED set up, and here we can see that our messages, which we can from the node, they basically come in here. So we see here temperature 20. This is the outside temperature, so it's probably this guy here. So if I take this out, we should see it change here on 23. It should go up, I would think. And we have also the humidity, so that should go up. Anyway, these guys come in, and then I create a nice little dashboard, which we can do in Node-RED. Here you see, oh yeah, here the moisture one. So if I put this in, this should go to 0 if everything works according to plan. Yeah. So if we go here to the picture, if I take this out again, that's just the water one. This should go back to dry. Yeah. And then here the humidity, you can see that I just changed this guy too. That went up, and the external one is here, and I think it's yeah, this guy goes up now too. Okay, anyway, so that's basically what we have is we have this gateway, we have the dashboard, here's our code for the gateway. Can I make it smaller? You might see it. Yeah, so here we have the gateway. Then we have the code from the Raspberry Pi, which is here. And then we have the video feed here, which is this guy. So we can see, let's just focus on this guy. So every so often it sends. So these guys, like as I said, like 2 kilometers roughly between, at least between the Pis, the comms, the Pi comms. I haven't put an antenna onto the Raspberry Pi, but it should be very similar. And then every so often I send every 5 seconds or so I send the temperature and the stuff. So I'm still experimenting with some other devices like these guys here with the little Heltec and the feathers and a couple other ones, but so far I'm very happy with those. I'm gonna put all this code up in on GitHub, and hopefully I guess I have to put it here somewhere. Hopefully gonna use it. I'm gonna use it for the class. Obviously, I keep you up with the progress. I really like to put this environmental station up there on the river and so forth in the reservation. So that would be cool to get that data and then hopefully put some AI on it. Okay, if you have any questions, just tweet me, drop me an email. Happy to answer anything, and we go from there. Okay, I hope this was useful. Talk to you soon.